Hi, Gary here. You know, what's the definition of rich? And I've heard everything from having at least $500,000, which sounds pretty low, up to over $10 million, which sounds kind of high. So it's a really, really wide range. So folks out there have a really kind of unclear definition of what it is to be rich. Well, let's talk about a story first. So I was meeting this couple. This is back in about the end of 2006. And they came in and really, he really wanted to retire. Really did not want to work anymore. It was very important for him to retire. So they were kind of a little bit depressed because the last time they looked at their money was in 2002, and the market was way down, the assets were way down, and it just didn't seem like they could ever get out of this, and he's got to work for another 5 or 10 years. Well, as you can imagine, went along for a little bit, finally did a projection and looked at where they really were and where they were going, and they were just surprised, gaping mouths going, can't believe I can retire right now. They're totally off. And I'd asked them up front, which game are you playing? Are you in the get rich game or stay rich game? And define that for them. They said, well, what's the get rich game? Well, basically the way you're set up here. And they had over 90% of their assets in equities type investments, stocks or other kinds of real estate or private investments and so forth, and very little in bonds and cash. So that's a stay rich portfolio, or a get rich portfolio. So what's a stay rich portfolio? Well, a lot more liquidity, a lot less in equities, set up really for a bad cycle in the markets. I mean, go on and on this, but they kind of understood that, and when they looked at their circumstance, they realized they weren't trying to get rich, they were trying to stay rich, which totally changed where they're going. So this is kind of an art and a science. The art part of it is, I mean, you looked at your stuff the last time in 2008, it was horrible. You don't even want to look at it going forward. You have a certain feeling about where you're at. It just seems like you're just piling up money just to get there at some point in the future. But the science side of it is, hey, it's about 3 things. It's always about 3 things. It's about your balance sheet. What do you have in assets? It's about your cash flow, what's coming in, what's going out, and it's about taxes. What does it cost you to pay taxes to the government? And those are the 3 things that really are the science as to whether or not you really can do what you want to do, assuming you continue along the same path you're currently on. So this get rich, stay rich is very important because it will make a big difference the next time something bad happens in the market. Because if you're really in the stay rich game, but you have everything set up as very aggressive, you could really have to wait another 3, 4, 5, maybe 10 years to get back to where you need to get to. Now think about this. The markets have gone up 158% since the low in March of 2009. That's huge. So if somebody had $1 million in their 401k back then and it was 100% equity, it would be 2.5 million plus right now. I mean, it's a big difference. So obviously, taking a look at where you currently are and seeing where things are at is very important, the science side of it. The art side of it is, how do you feel? Where do you want to go? What's going on in your life? What's the direction you're in? What are your plans for the future? Those kinds of things. So if you're at home and you're looking at this, what you might want to do is sit down and look at your stuff. If that's too difficult or you just don't want to do it, then go to your trusted advisor. Ask him or her to help you through all of that. And if you don't have that situation, then certainly contact us. We have a second opinion service. We can certainly walk you through both the art and sciences to decide, are you in the get rich game or are you in the stay rich game? So you can figure out how it is you're going to proceed going forward, successfully into the future. So until next time, enjoy.